So we just built our first custom action using an Apex class. Now, if you look closely at the nature of the work that action was doing, it was actually quite simple. It was just taking an order number as input and returning the status of soft drink order. Honestly, this same functionality could have easily been achieved using a flow as well. Also, I noticed that a few of you mentioned in the Q&A section that you would prefer building actions using Flow instead of Apex, which totally makes sense. Flows are declarative, easier to maintain, and don't require code knowledge. Now, although I have already included a few lectures in the next section where we will build actions using Flow, I thought why not introduce it right here. That way it will be easier for everyone to follow along in the upcoming lessons too. So let's jump into Flow Builder, create a new flow and set it up as a custom action. Now before that, let me show you this Apex class again. So here we discussed a few important points in our previous lecture that any Apex class which has an invocable method, only that can be used as a custom action. And also we said that these actions require input parameter and they always return something. So whatever is the input mentioned here, this will show as an input field while creating the custom action. And whatever we are returning from here, like string, is something that will show as the output section. And we also discussed that this description that you are going to write here, it will be copy pasted when you create the custom action. This same description will be copy pasted there as well. So I want you to keep all of this in mind, because when we create the flow, we will see all of these again, but in different way. So what are the important thing? Only invocable method can be used as a custom action. A custom action always require at least one input. It always return at least one output. So with that in mind, let's go to the flow builder now. Now here I am at the flow builder and let's create a new flow. Now I just mentioned that not every Apex class can be used as a custom action. Only the Apex classes having invocable methods can be used as a custom action. Similar to that, not every flow can be used as a custom action. You cannot use record trigger flow as a custom action. You cannot use scheduled flow as a custom action. You cannot use screen flow as a custom action. So there is a specific type of flow that we will have to build if we want to use flow as our custom action. And that type is nothing but auto launch flow. So if we want to build a custom action using flow, then that flow should be of type auto launch flow. Again, here in the flow, I see that a lot of UI change that Salesforce is doing. You will see all of these UI changes everywhere, not only in flow builder, but your agent builder, your prompt builder, everything will have recent UI updates, but nothing to worry. It's just that Salesforce is giving a better UI now. But here in the flow builder, what is the flow that we have to choose? We cannot use scheduled flow. We cannot use screen flow. We cannot use record trigger flow. We always have to go for the auto launch flow, and in that also it should be auto launch flow no trigger, so that you can see from here. So auto launch flow no trigger is the type that we have to build if we want to use flow as a custom action. So if you want to correlate it with the Apex, in Apex only the one which are invocable methods, they can be used as a custom action. You can have 100 of Apex classes, but not every Apex class can be used as a custom action. Similarly, you can have hundreds of flow in your org. Only the flow which are of type auto launch flow can be used as a custom action. So let's select auto launch flow. Now what exactly we want from this action? To this action, we will be passing the order number. Again, who's going to give the order number? The order number will be given by the user. So we want to know that what is the latest status of that order. So for that, we would have to query the soft drink order record from the system. So now we have to pass the order number. Now passing that order number is nothing but passing an input to this flow, and that will become the input of your action. So again, as I discussed, every action requires at least one input and it always return an output. So let's create a input variable, and for that you can create an input variable from here. Let's call it order number. And what is the data type of it? Order numbers are of type number. So let's select number, and it won't be in decimal. So let me just remove this. And it will be available for input. So this is really important. Every variable that you will be creating in your flow, and if they have this available for input checked, then these variables will start showing up as the input field while creating custom actions. So if you have 10 variables in the flow and 3 of them are marked for available for input, then in your custom action, you will see those in the input fields. So now we are saying that order number is available for input, which means that while invoking this custom action, the agent has to put the value into this field. So let's click on done. And now what is the output that we want to send from this flow? From this flow, we want to send the status of the soft drink order. So that would be nothing but a text field, right? So we can say that response. What is the response you want from this flow? I want a text which would be the latest status, whether it is open, dispatch, or whatever is the latest status. That is what we want from this custom action. So it will be available for output. And with that, this variable will start showing up in the output section when we create the custom action. So with that, let's click on done. So now just assume that our agent is going to invoke this flow through a custom action, and it will pass the order number that user has given. So user might have said that what is the latest status of my order 100. So that 100 will be available in this order number. So with that, what do we want to do? We have to query the soft drink order record, right? So for that, let's click on get record. And we can say that get soft drink orders. I mean, it would be just one order, but that's fine. What do you want to query? We want to query soft drink order, this one. And how do you want to find those soft drink order? The orders where order number is equal to the one that user has given. Right, this is the one, order number. So we are finding the soft drink order where the order number is same as the one that user has mentioned. Get only the first record, because with that order number there will be only one soft drink order in the system. And once that record is found, what do you want to do with that? Do you want to store all the fields, choose field, and let Salesforce do the rest? So in this case, we have to send the status back, right? So what we can do is we can choose this third option, choose field, and assign variables. So I want to store in separate variables what information I want from this soft drink order. I actually needed the status. That's what I want to send back. So I need the status, and I'm going to store it into my response variable, because this is the status that I want to send back. So I'm just saying that from the soft drink order that you will find, in that the status you store in the response variable. And let's close here. And that's actually it. This is our custom action. So if you see it, what is this custom action doing? It is accepting an order number. Based on that order number, it is finding the soft drink order. Once it finds the soft drink order, the status of that is stored into the response. And now since this response is already marked as available for output, so it will be available for the agent. Agent will be able to see the response value, which will be either open or dispatched. So this is actually it. This is our custom action. And you see, it's a very straightforward custom action, and building it in the flow is very simple. Whatever is the custom logic that you want to write, you will write here. You have to make sure that your flow is of type Autolaunched flow. They are accepting input variables and they are returning output variables. In that case, let's click on save, and let's just save this flow. Let's say that get order status flow, right? And let's click on save. Now, one important point that we discussed while writing this action in Apex was that we have to give descriptions, because these descriptions get copy pasted when you create the custom action. In this case, I have not given description for this flow. Like when I saved this flow, I did not give the description. I have not given description for input and output field. So with that, let's just see that how our custom action looks. So let's go back to our agent builder. And here currently this topic soft drink order management has one action, which is actually the Apex action. And what I'll do is I'll just remove it for now, remove from the topic. So now our agent does not have any action which can help it find the status of the soft drink order which user has given. So we would have to assign it an action. So let's create a new action. We can actually use this Apex action because it is there in the asset library. But now I'm going to create the same action using the flow. So we have a flow available, which is this one, get order status flow. Let's choose the reference action type as flow, and in the reference action we should start seeing up our flow, but for now it won't show, and the reason is it is not showing up here, and the reason is because the flow is not activated. So you have to make sure that you are creating a flow of the Autolaunched flow, and whatever the business logic that you want to write, you can write that, and you have to make sure that it is activated. So now let's activate it, and let's go back to agent builder. So let's refresh it once. And in this topic, we are going to assign a new action. So let's create a new action. The reference type should be flow. And in the reference, now we start seeing get order status flow. This is our flow. So this is our flow because it is activated. So it is now start showing up here. And let's click on next. And now you will see that again it is asking that this custom agent action that you're creating, what is the instruction for it, because this is something that our agent will use to decide whether to invoke this action or not. And then in the input you will start seeing up that the order number where we had checked that available for input is showing up in the input section, and the response which we had selected as available for output is showing up in the output section. But you see that none of the instructions are filled here, and the reason here is that because we did not give description in the flow. So now you can decide that you can give description at the flow level, or you can give the instruction at the action level. I would say that give the description at the flow level so that anyone else who's reading this flow also understand what is this flow doing, and it will also copy paste it in the instruction section. So for this input field order number, I can say that the order number given by user. So this description is going to copy paste it into that instruction section. So let's click on done. Here we can say that the status or the order status for the order requested by user. So it is available for output. And for the entire flow we can give description. So that also I can give from here. And this description I can actually copy from here as well. So return status of the soft drink order. So I can copy this description and I can paste it here, click on done, and you have to save it as a new version because the previous version didn't have this information. And make sure that you're activating the latest version, right? And let's go back to agent builder again. Let's go back and let's create a new action again of type flow, and we are going to use the get order status flow. And let's click on next. And now we see that the description of the flow is copy pasted into the agent action instruction. The description of the input field is copy pasted into the input fields instruction. Description of the response, which was the output field in output variable in the flow, is copy pasted in the instruction. So it is actually saving a lot of time while creating these custom actions. Now this order number is a required input. We had seen all of this in the last lecture as well, and this should be shown on the conversation. So with that, let's click on finish. Okay, I have said that show loading text for this action. I can say that fetching the latest status. Now for our agent, we have given it access to another action, and this time this action is not a Apex based action, but it is a flow based action. So after this, instead of directly testing whether this agent is working or not, we have to make sure that whatever we are doing in the flow, does the agent user have access to that or not. So if you go to this flow, then what actually we are doing is we are querying the soft drink order record, which means that our agent user should have access to this object, and that too to the field as well, because here we were querying the status field, right? So our agent user, which is actually this one, this guy should have access to the object soft drink order status object as well as the field. So make sure that this user have access to that. So let's do one thing. Let's actually find out that. I'm going to search for this user. Okay, the username is, I can search by username. Right, this is my user. I can go to this user. So let's go to the permission set, and here this guy have this permission set. So here let's go to object settings, and we have to check for the soft drink order status. So let's just see that. Right, so soft drink order, I see that it does have access to these object. Right, and status field also it has access, so we are good here. So let's go back to our agent builder, and now we have assigned this action so we can actually test it out. What is the status for order 200? Right, so it is saying that the status of order 200 is open, and if you go here, it has picked up the correct topic. In that we have instruction, and we have also assigned it access to one action, which is actually using a flow. So this is that one, get order status. So here we see that into the input we are passing 200 as the input, which is going to go and sit into this variable order number. So using that, we are going to find the soft drink orders record. Once we find the soft drink order record, the status we are going to store in the response variable, and since this is available for output, so you will see that it is going to come in the output section. So the response is coming as open, and this is what our agent is showing to the users.